Here you go, Lauren.
Pixie sub. What's the 50-50 money? Him. Okay, so these are the wrappers.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea.
Clear.
Yeah, somebody, yeah. Okay, so now what?
Ooh, what is that?
Oh, there.
Hello and welcome to Stage Screen and In Between. I'm Helen. Today I'm at a very special event and I have to tell you, I'm very yappy to be here. I'm at the Little Shelter Adoption and Rescue Center outing. The pets are going to be here and I'm with Public Relations Cathy Rogan. Cathy, this is going to be the first event for the Yappy Hour, right?
Absolutely. First time at Garden City Hotel. Yes.
Yes. And what is different about this as opposed to any of your other events?
I think it's just a nice venue, a beautiful location, beautiful hotel. It's just a lovely, lovely atmosphere. Just a little bit different.
Now, how many pets are you bringing today? You're bringing dogs and cats, am I right?
No, we only have dogs today. We have 4 dogs coming, 2 little Pomeranians, I believe they're Pomeranians, and 2 beagles. So, all adorable, and all eventually will be looking for homes.
Yes. Now, I did a show with Betty and Wilma.
Yes.
And Cathy was able to get them adopted. That was during the winter, and they wanted to be kept together, and by golly, you did it, Cathy.
Yes, well, I didn't personally do it, but we had a lot of great adoption counselors who worked on that, and we all worked very hard to get the word out and get Betty and Wilma a home, and we did find a home for both of them together.
So tell us, what is it that, what's the criteria to get particular dogs here? What do you look for?
We really, we're kind of open. We look for animals. Typically, we go to town shelters, and we want to find animals that are good, will be great in a home. Animals that are good in a home. So whether they're great with adults, great with children, maybe they have, like other animals, as long as we know that we can find them a better place to be, then it's fair game. We'll take them on.
Yeah. Okay. And now, how long is the average stay for the dogs in your kennel, I guess you'd call it?
I would say on average, there is no real average because we do have a couple of animals that will have a difficult time, may stay over a year. But as a rule, it's usually within anywhere from a day, if it's a puppy, which are always easier to find homes for, or a month or 2. Sometimes the older dogs have a more difficult time, but eventually they do all find homes.
I know. Well, it's a good in-between home because Little Shelter is so well run. It's impeccably clean. There is so much love. The animals go out each day. And now tell me, what's the criteria for people that want to adopt a pet? What do you look for in the adopting family?
Well, we want someone who's really thought it through, that they're, sure that they want an animal, because as, if you think about it, it's a long-term commitment. It's not just, you don't want someone who wants the dog for a week and then they have a little accident on the floor and they change their mind. We want to make sure that they're serious. Nice, loving home, willing to give the animal some exercise, willing to spay or neuter because that is one of our requirements, and willing to, go to the vet when they need to go to the vet. And as long as they can provide a good home, a good, safe and happy home, that's what we're looking for.
Do you have a website where somebody could reach you if they're interested?
Absolutely. Littleshelter.com is the first place to go if you want to see the animals that are available. We have all the dogs and cats listed, and as they become available, they will show up on that page. So if you see an animal and you think you're interested, it doesn't always mean it's available that minute, but check our website every day.
Yeah. They have some of the most adorable pets. It's hard to only take one. They're really...
There's no reason you have to only take one.
You heard it from Cathy.
That's right. The more the merrier.
Thank you so much, Cathy.
Thank you. That was great.
I'm here now with David Ceely, and he's the executive director of Little Shelter. David, how long have you been the executive director?
I've been the director of the shelter for 5 years now, just a little over 5 years, yes. I started as a volunteer back in 2002.
Yeah. And you got roped into it on your own accord.
To have been roped into it.
On your own accord. Now tell us something about your little babies. Aren't your babies adopted?
I have 5 rescues in my household. I've got a little Yorkie, I've got a Pomeranian, I have a Boston Terrier, I've got a little like a little terrier mix, and I know one of them I'm forgetting, and they're probably going to kill me when they see this. But we've got 5.
So now, if you have 5, how do you get out with them?
It's difficult. I don't really go many places, and I think I'm a homebody, so I think they're kind of my excuse to stay home too.
Yeah. So tell me, what is your job as the executive director of such a big and wonderful organization?
There's really not anything I don't do at the shelter. We're always trying to get the name out there, so we do a lot of marketing. We're trying to get animals rescued, dogs and cats, from the town shelters. There's tons and tons of fundraising. That doesn't ever stop for the shelter, so there's nothing at the shelter that we don't do.
Now, what time of year is easier to have a dog or a cat adopted? Would you say the summer or the winter?
I think that probably during the spring and the summer into the fall months are probably the easiest, because you could get out with them a little bit, a little bit more than you can when the winter's here and then it's cold and the temperatures are, icy.
Yeah, and in the winter it might be hard to negotiate, especially after the winter that we just had in New York. It was hard just to survive on your own, so I was wondering, how did your adoptions go this past winter? Because it was a rough winter, a lot of snow.
Yeah, it was rough, and even at the shelter, we try to just get them out for their short little walks, just let them do their business and get them back into the safety of their kennels. Don't want anybody slipping on any ice, any broken legs, or anything like that, yeah.
So let's say somebody's undecided, like they said, I don't know if I could take on the responsibility. What could you say to them to change their mind one way or the other? I know you don't want to force anybody, but what are some of the things that you would advise people to think about before they adopt?
You've got a lot to think about. You have to think about what type of family that you've got, what type of plans you have for the future. Are you staying in your home? Are you going to be moving? Do you plan to have children? Are you going to be getting married soon? Things like that. Our adoption counselors are experts in helping you pick out the perfect pet as far as a cat or dog for your upcoming future.
What do you think about the little pocketbook dogs?
They're very, very cute, and I will always say that as long as a dog is adopted, I don't care if it's a little pocket pop-up dog or a big, gigantic, cane corso, rescues are my favorite breed.
Isn't that wonderful? So aren't you excited? This is Yappy Hour, and it is Yappy Hour. It's happy hour. It's between 6 and 9, and that's a cool thing for the dogs to be doing, to be having Yappy Hour, just like the humans. Who came up with that idea?
It was actually our friend Sara from the Garden City Hotel. Yeah, she had approached us.
Sara, yes, I know Sara.
She had approached us. She just recently started working here, and she came up with the idea and gave us a call. And she showed us this beautiful space that they have here at the hotel, and we were like, we're in.
It is so wonderful. We're outside. It's a patio setting. There's trees and flowers, and right now we don't have any pups, but we will. You're going to be bringing them out, won't you?
Right now they're in the air conditioner inside the pet-friendly Garden City Hotel, and once the crowds are here, they're all laced up in their Adopt Me vests to be shown off.
Oh, how cute! And what are the names of the ones coming out? Do you know?
We've got 2 pairs of Pomeranians, Honey and Boo. I'm not really sure of the names on the other ones, but there's about 5 or 6 adoptable dogs here.
Oh, well, best of luck in getting them a very happy home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stay looking over here, please. Thank you.
His name is Elvis, if you call him the left.
Elvis.
I just saw the cutest found a pair of Pomeranians go by. one of them looks like Boo They look so good.
Hello. I have them in my car.
I have Yogi the bear, the Pomeranian, and I have Sara Ann. And Sara Ann, I understand that you're the one that came up with the idea for Yappy Hour.
Yes, we are a pet-friendly hotel. Nobody really even realizes that. But if you have a pet that's under 30 pounds, we're more than happy to accommodate you. We even have little pet amenities at the hotel for our guests.
I never knew that about the Garden City Hotel. And what is your title here?
I'm the marketing and public relations manager.
See, and Yogi, you're already attracting attention. Look at that cute little baby puppy. Stay on this side of the camera, Dolly. Here, smile into the camera. You're on TV.
You're famous.
Now, let me ask you something. Let's say I wanted to stay at the Garden City Hotel, and I came in with this little baby. Can I get a babysitter, or is somebody going to steal him from me?
I'm sure we could arrange pet sitting services. Anything's possible here at the Garden City Hotel.
So now, how long are you working here?
I've only been here for 3 months.
Wow, and you already came up with a very good idea, the Yappy Hour. So what do you have next on the agenda? Do you know?
It's a surprise.
Are you a pet owner yourself?
I am. I have an 8-year-old Shih Tzu named Mitzi, and I've been affiliated with Little Shelter for the past 3-4 years. So happy that I was able to bring them here today.
Isn't that wonderful? That's a wonderful connection. Well, thank you so much, Sara, and you're doing a great thing.
Thank you for coming, and enjoy this evening.
I will. I know I will. I'm here now with Grady Colin, and he's the general manager of the Garden City Hotel. Grady, this is such a wonderful thing that you're allowing Little Shelter to do here at this gorgeous hotel. This is the most beautiful hotel on all of Long Island. So tell me, when Sara approached you and she had this idea, Yappy Hour here, what did you say?
Oh, it's a natural. You know, we are a dog-friendly hotel. I actually live in the hotel and have a 90-pound golden retriever myself who's kind of the mascot of the hotel. You can see him on our website.
What's his name?
Boss. And you know why I called him Boss? So
you're the boss.
Yeah, well, they were calling me Boss, so now they have to talk to the dog. He's more powerful than me anyway.
So let me ask you, you're in the hotel here. Does the dog get any outside time?
Oh, a lot of it. We start off the day by running around. The property is 7 acres plus. So we have a great lawn on the east side and the west side, and we're out there throwing the tennis ball in the morning. Wow. And then when my son comes home from school, we do it all over again. And then at night, I take him on like a 5-mile walk around the village because this is a great place to stroll.
So you must have a whole suite, right? If you're living in the hotel and you have a son and you have a dog, you're not in one king-size room.
Well, we have a little room to spread out so we don't get on each other's nerves too much. And Boss and I can go huddle off in the corner and scratch his belly and play catch in the apartment too.
How long have you been pet friendly here at the Garden City Hotel? Because I didn't even know about it.
Well, the hotel changed ownership in the summer of 2012, and just before we embarked on the full renovation of the property. But when we took over, we said, hey, this is a natural. You know, there's so many dog owners and families that visit the area and come back, and why would we want to keep them out? Because I love dogs. Everyone in the hotel loves dogs, and it only makes sense.
Yeah. So it's a change of ownership, all for the better. Now, let me ask you, do you have some kind of criteria that you have if somebody wants to bring a dog in? I mean, do they have to show that they have shots, or it has to be below a certain weight? Do you have any kind of criteria?
We're pretty open about it. We certainly ask that they have all the vaccinations, and we ask them to show us that. But we're open, and as long as the dog is well behaved and they don't leave the dog unattended in their guest room, just as we would want with a child.
Yeah. So Grady, do you have a website where somebody can reach you if they want to make a reservation at the hotel and stay and bring a pet? What's your website?
GardenCityHotel.com. You can find us there. Check out the picture of Boss on the bell cart. You'll love it.
Thank you so much, Grady.
My pleasure. Happy to have you.
Chef and the cookies, the picture. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like this, huh?
Oh, go right ahead.
How you like that? Nice, huh? Oh, you need to do that, huh?
remember Laura Fisher.
Nice.
I'm with Maryann Chernovsky, and she is the president of Little Shelter. Maryann, isn't this a fabulous event? Yappy Hour.
Absolutely fantastic. It's a gorgeous evening, a little bit warm, but the dogs, so many people brought their own dogs, and we have Little Shelter dogs here. It's just fantastic, and everybody is having a wonderful time.
It's so nice that it's outside on the patio at the beautiful Garden City Hotel. So now tell me, how long are you affiliated with Little Shelter, and how did it come about?
Well, I've been in animal rescue work, volunteer animal rescue work for a number of years, but actually I'm at Little Shelter 25 years.
Oh.
And it's come a long way thanks to so many volunteers, and I do have to have staff because it's a very large facility. We have about 50 cats and 50 dogs and puppies, and about 400 cats and kittens. So so it's a wonderful facility. We're a no-kill shelter. And it's been around for 87 years.
Yeah. And you're open 24/7. How do you work that out? I mean, it has to be manned all the time.
Well, we are not really open 24/7. We always have people that are there to clean and such. Okay. But we are there 7 days a week. And we're open during the week, Monday through Friday. We're open 1 o'clock until 7 o'clock, and then on weekends, 12 to 5.
Now, let me ask you, why are you so passionate about animals?
Oh, I've been passionate about animals my whole life, but basically even more so when I got into rescue work. I just saw how much of a need there was, and unfortunately there weren't enough people out there to fulfill that need. I think more emphasis is on it now. I know in the last 25 years I've certainly seen a lot of progress, but we still have a ways to go.
Yeah. So what do you think of now? I mean, it is so hot to have dogs in the little carry bags and dog apparel and dog hair ribbons. And do you ever say, why didn't I think of that? I know I do.
It's funny. It depends on the dog. We had a dog that came the other day because we had a photo shoot at the shelter. We did Christmas in July, which was a fun event. And the photographer that does it is fantastic. His name is Len Marks.
Oh, I know Lenny. He did my headshot. I'm an actress also. Oh. He did my headshot, and my son, who's an actor, did our headshots. I love Lenny.
Lenny is great, and he loves to come to our events, so we did that. And one little, I think it was a little, I'm going to say Pekingese, had sunglasses on and a full Hawaiian outfit because it was Christmas in July, and he loved wearing his sunglasses and his outfit. He was walking around like he does this all the time.
Yeah. Some really know that they have clothing on and they love it. I remember I saw, Lenny, you had the Ferrari Maserati event. That was a fabulous event.
We're going to do again. We do that usually once a year. So, we'll keep you posted when we do it again.
Thank you. So now, is there anything that you'd like to tell somebody if they're thinking of getting a muddigree, you would say it, right? And going to your shelter? What is it about your shelter that stands out from all the rest?
Well, it does definitely stand out. Little Shelter, really, for a shelter, the only thing we're small about, I always say Little Shelter is not appropriate because we have so many animals. However, we don't have the financial ability that a lot of the other very big organizations have. So in that way, we're little. But we have so many animals. We do follow-ups. We take our animals back if there's a problem. We rescue. Most of our rescue is animals that are going to were slated to be destroyed. because we go first to municipal shelters for the dogs, and the cats pretty much people bring them in. But we have a wonderful spay-neuter program. We are out there helping people. I have a bug. We are out there having so many different programs that none of the big shelters have. We really go above and beyond. Our staff is superior.
I know. When I visited there, I mean, it's, as I said before, it's spotless. There's a lot of love. The animals are walked. They're exercised. All their medical needs are taken care of, and they're really, really intent on finding a forever home for them.
Yes, and we really match the people up with the correct dog or cat. You know, it's not just like some people come in and they just have a certain breed in mind, or even with the cat, a certain color. And we tell them, just walk around, let them pick you. You are not adopted. You know, they've picked you.
Isn't it the truth? I've never picked an animal. My animals have always picked me, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, it really is something that's very important. And so I suggest that everybody comes to Little Shelter. It's a no-kill shelter. It's a very upbeat, right, place. You're not depressed. So many people say, if I come, I'm going to walk out with all the animals. I tell them, no. You will say, God bless them for having such a nice place to be.
You won't feel bad. You almost say, like, wow, I don't feel bad that I didn't pick one this minute, because they're happy.
Well, as we always say, one animal adopted is like saving two. You save the one you adopted because it would have been in a municipal shelter had we not rescued it. And then the new one we can bring in its place. So for every one adoption, you're saving two animals.
That's true. There's also another saying, is that the people say they were rescued.
Oh, yes. Recently I ran into, my husband was very, very ill. And I can tell you the biggest, it was so comforting to come home to my dogs. And I don't know what I would have done without them. My 3 little dogs were there all the time. So, and I know I've heard so many stories from people how much the dogs or cats have really added to their life.
Yes.
And it's very true. They're just wonderful.
Well, you're doing a wonderful thing, and Little Shelter is tops. And I'm so yappy to be at Yappy Hour, I gotta tell you.
I'm yappy too, but I'm just yappy, period.
And we want you to be yappy, so go to Little Shelter and find your heart's desire. I'm here with Stephanie Matera, and she is with the Mayor's Alliance. Stephanie, you do such a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to represent Jane Hoffman's organization, the Mayor's Alliance for New York City's Animals. And tonight I'm out here celebrating Little Shelter, having a beautiful patio party outside the Garden City Hotel.
So explain a little bit about it. It's like an umbrella organization. Yeah. Can you tell me something about that?
Yes, we have 150 groups in our organization, and Little Shelter is one of them.
Now, you have rescues yourself, and plus, you're a foster mom right now for a baby. You want to talk about your dogs?
Yes, I am mom to Kiko and Romeo, 2 rescued Japanese chins, and I met another dog at Broadway Barks a couple of weeks ago named Zoom.
I was going to go to Broadway Barks. I was this close to contacting you and saying I'm going to come, but I missed it. I guess it was fabulous.
It was fabulous. Please let me know next time. We'd love to have you.
I will. So tell me about your babies.
So Zoom zoomed into my life, as I like to say. He's 8 years old. He was found abandoned on the streets of Manhattan, but he's spoiled right now, and I'm probably going to adopt him. So,
how can you not once they're living in your house?
And he's so easy, and he gets along with my other animals, so he's really a joy.
Okay. So, Stephanie, you want to tell me a website where somebody can reach your organization if they have any questions or if they want to volunteer?
Absolutely. If they want to learn more, they can visit www.animalalliancenyc.org.
Thank you so much, and continue the good work.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, baby. I have with me now Arlene Leone, who has the biggest heart in the whole world, and she's the special programs director. Did I get the title right?
Hi. I've been with Little Shelter for 21 years. I love my job. People get up in the morning and say, oh, I have to go to work. I say, oh, I have to go to work. I love it. I'm lucky enough to I'm able to create programs. I do a lot with children and animals because those are the 2 things near and dear to my heart. We have give back programs because the communities are so good to us. And we have a $2.5 million budget, and it comes in from the communities. Our programs are a way to say thank you. So we have a food pantry where people who can no longer afford to feed their animals can come in and get food. We have a humane education program where we go to over 100 schools a year with a dog. We talk about kindness, responsibility, spaying and neutering, body language. I tell stories, they tell stories. It's phenomenal. We also have a reading program where we deal with children on the autism spectrum as well as children who have stress and anxiety towards reading. There's nothing a dog can't do.
That is such a great program, right?
It's absolutely fantastic. It helps develop social skills. We have had nonverbal children who are now speaking. It's just incredible. It's hard to have anxiety when a dog is sitting on your chest licking you. Anxiety and stress just melts away.
I know, because the connection is there. It's just love, 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 feeding back and forth. Love, love, love.
Exactly. The children get all sorts of wonderful feelings from the handlers as well as the animals. It's been fantastic. It's 6 years now. We're affiliated with 6
Have a beautiful facility. It's clean. It's got a lot of love. They have exercise. It's magnificent. I mean, if you are an animal and you had to be somewhere till you find your forever home, Little Shelter is the place to be, Arlene.
It really is. We do tremendous amount of adoptions, but we're one of very many shelters, on the island, and we're very proud to have sister shelters that do the same thing that we do. We just do it a little bit bigger and better.
And you heard it right here at Yappy Hour. Now, Arlene, I know we always give out websites, which I want you to give, but give a phone number too, would you?
Sure. Our website is www.littleshelter.com, and our phone number is 631-368-8770. We're open 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 1 to 7, Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 5. Come and visit.
Arlene, thank you so much, and keep up the wonderful work that is full of love.
Thank you, Helen.
You're very welcome. I'm here right now with somebody very important. He actually does the rescue. Mike, that's wonderful what you do. Can you tell me how you go about doing it? And tell me your full name, please.
It's Mike Sarasic. I'm the dog program manager at Little Shelter Animal Rescue. The job is to really look for animals in need and find the ones that we can take back and get them healthy and happy and ready for adoption.
Now, how do you go about that? Do you depend on people to make a phone call and tell you, gee, I heard a lot of dogs barking and the owner hasn't been around? Well, what raises the red flag for you?
Well, for the most part, we work with the other town shelters on Long Island. So what we do is they'll give us a call. We work closely with them and they'll let us know that they have dogs in need and ready for adoption.
Okay. Now, some shelters are kill shelters, am I right?
Correct.
So now, do you keep like a heads up, like, gee, there's, they're getting near their deadline? What is the criteria for them, like 30 days?
There really is no criteria. It depends on the dog and the situation, but these shelters try really, really hard to get them up for adoption, and our job is to help them help lighten their load.
Yeah. Now, I know there are also animal rescue groups. I've seen bikers with the tattoos going out and rescue. Now, do you work with groups like that? And if you do, what names do you work with?
We don't necessarily work with other rescue groups. We work mostly just ourselves, but we work with the municipal town shelters that need our help.
Okay, so then what happens? You rescue a dog, or more than one dog. Usually, is it more than one dog?
Yeah, we try to make it as many as possible. As much room as we have, we'll try to rescue for that space.
Okay, so the dog comes in, the dogs come in. So what do you do first? A medical examination? And do they get some kind of almost like a psychological evaluation?
Yeah, first thing is I would give them a temperament test just to see if they're fit for children, they're fit for adults.
What goes into that?
Really kind of just playing with them, seeing what they like, what they don't like, their dislikes. Sometimes dogs are okay with their food being touched, sometimes not. So that sort of thing.
Yeah. Now, what happens if you find that a dog is aggressive? Is there any kind of training they can go through to help them? Because sometimes, dogs haven't had a good background. Are there anything you could do to help a dog along to be more, to be friendlier?
Certainly. The younger the better, obviously. But we have people at the shelter who are very good with the handling. We work every day to gain their trust and let them understand that they're in a safe environment and there's nothing to be worried about. Yeah. But it's a process, a long process.
Now, how long have you been with Little Shelter?
I'm going to be about 8 years.
Oh, and Did you get any dogs from Little Shelter yourself?
Yes, it took me about 6 months to rescue my own dog.
You rescued your own dog. And what did you get?
My favorite breed is Cocker Spaniel, and I found one really in need.
Oh, I had a Cocker Spaniel when I was little, and her name was Princess. I never forgot.
It's my favorite breed, and I was just so happy, and I'm lucky to get her. Happy to have her.
Well, you're doing a great thing, and you have a great job, and I'm proud of you, and keep it up.
Well, thanks so much. I appreciate you bringing a light to it. Thank you.
Anytime. My pleasure.
Thanks.
I have with me now Dee, and I understand that you're the adoption coordinator. That sounds like a very important job.
The volunteer coordinator, yes. I coordinate all of the volunteers that come to Little Shelter, and we do have many, many, many regular volunteers.
Yeah. And what is the age range for the volunteers?
Our volunteers need to be at least 16 years old. I have a lot of retirees. I have a lot of college students. I have a lot of high school students.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And what is the criteria? Like, how do you check that somebody's going to be dependable and kind to the animal? How do you know that?
Well, we go through a little interview process when they fill out an application, and we have a few questions that we ask, but basically a love of animals is usually enough, and I have so many people that just really want to help, and they're there to walk the dogs or to scoop litter pans, anything that we need.
That's what I was going to ask. What are their duties?
Many things. I mean, right now we're getting ready for Petapalooza, so we're doing a lot of tidying up of the shelter. We've been doing some gardening.
That's another great event. Tell me a little bit about that, Petapalooza. Tell me about that.
Petapalooza happens in August, the 15th and 16th. It's one of the biggest fundraisers that we do right on the shelter property. 2 days of a lot of fun, a lot of adoptions, a lot of games, food, so many things. Everyone comes. It's going to be a great event.
Let me ask you, do any of the volunteers ever end up taking a dog?
Oh, many volunteers. We have them come in as fosters, and we call that a failed foster because they end up keeping them. So it happens a lot. I have a lot of volunteers that also become employees. Yeah. So it's one of those things where once you're at the shelter, you're in the family, and it just never ends.
Thank you. Yeah, can you adjust that? Good? Okay, we have to go back. Can you say your last sentence?
Yes, it's a lot of fun, and the fun just never ends.
Well, that's good. Now, let me ask you something. Do you have more volunteers in the summer or in the winter?
It's hard to say. We do have a lot of the college students that come back for the summertime when they're on their breaks. But then when they leave to go back to school, we still have a lot of retirees that come in, or we have people that just have extra time on their hands. So it seems to balance out through the year.
Let me ask you, Dee. What's your favorite thing about your job?
Oh, I love getting to play with all the puppies and the kittens. I do. I really love that part. A lot of fun.
Thanks for talking to me, Dee, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm here now with Lisa Hendrickson, and she donated all the beautiful flowers here from 1-800-Flowers. Lisa, what made you decide to do that? It's wonderful.
We've been working with Little Shelter now for 2 years. So we have a program that's called a Summer of Million Smiles, and summer's a slow time for us. So we get all our employees out to do something for the community. And I always wanted to work with Little Shelter because they're in my neighborhood. So I picked Little Shelter, and now we've developed a great relationship, and we do all of their events.
Now, do you make the arrangements yourself, or does somebody else do that?
Oh, goodness, no. You wouldn't want me touching them. No, they're done by our designers in our store and corporate. So I can tell them what I like, but that's where it ends.
Now, do you have a dog yourself, which I saw? Is that a rescue?
Yes, Max is from Little Shelter, and the first day that I volunteer there as well, and the first day...
Is he a pug?
He's a pug. He's a chubby pug. And the first day that I signed the paperwork and volunteered, I walked out with that dog the next day. Yep. So we love him.
You fell in love.
Fell in love. We have another pug at home that we had gotten years ago, and we fell in love with the breed, and Max was just perfect.
So now what's your next event coming up for that you're going to coordinate with Little Shelter?
Sure, Petapalooza. Petapalooza is August 15th and 16th.
I heard about that.
And we're going to be, what we're doing there is for every dog that's adopted, we give a free arrangement. And if we run out of arrangements, we will find you and we'll send you the flowers after the fact.
Oh, that is so nice. Now, is there a phone number where somebody can reach you if they want to order flowers?
Well, that's really easy. It's 1-800-Flowers. And I don't know the numbers, but
I think I heard of that before.
But if you look up the numbers, you'll be the letters, you'll be able to get us.
Oh, thank you so much for speaking with me, and your flowers are just gorgeous.
Thank you.
Right now, I have Jonathan Chenkin, and he has a very interesting TV station, and it's in Queens and Long Island.
It's not a TV station. It's a group of nonprofits.
Okay, explain it to me.
Okay, it's called the Long Island LGBT Network. Okay. And it is a group of nonprofits that serve the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community in Long Island and Queens.
Okay. So now, are you involved with Little Shelter?
Only in that they partner with us and come to our events and bring their dogs and do adoption days at our events that we have. And I'm showing support by being here for their event. Yes. And backing up Tito, who always backs me up.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yes.
So now, let me ask you, how do you help the community? What is your mission? What is your goal?
We serve, like I said, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people from the age of 13 throughout the lifespan. We have a group called Legally, our flagship organization, which serves youth, and we have a group called SAGE, which is for senior advocacy for gay and lesbian elders. And also we have the Center, which are walk-in centers where people who are there can walk in and get services, testing for HIV, education in schools.
Maybe counseling. What if somebody's needs some kind of counseling? They've been bullied or they're being shunned, which is the same thing. So you provide that, and is that free of charge?
Yes, all of our counseling services, our care services are free or on a sliding scale depending on your situation. We have programs that operate in all the centers all week long that are free to come to. Mingles, 20-something, Light, the Long Island Transgender Experience, all different programs for all different people in all different situations.
Oh, and where are your centers located?
We have a center in Woodbury. We have a center in Bayshore. We have a center in Sag Harbor. And we have a center in Little Neck, and soon to be a center in Patchogue.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You have good locations. Do you have a website or a phone number where people can reach you if they need help from you, or if they want to help?
Yes, absolutely. And we do look for volunteers and various kinds of help throughout the year. So you can get in touch with us at lgbtnetwork.org.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Same here.